Once upon a time, a black cat named Midnight lived in a quiet little village. Midnight's fur was as dark as the night, and his bright green eyes sparkled like emeralds. While many admired his beauty, Midnight didn't feel proud or special. Midnight often wished he looked different. Every day, Midnight watched the other cats in the village. There was Snowy, the white cat who looked like she was made of clouds, and Ginger, whose fur glowed like fire in the sunlight. Midnight thought they were beautiful. People would often stop to pet Snowy and call her angelic or pure. Midnight rarely received such kind words. Why am I not like Snowy? Midnight often asked himself. If I were white, people would love me more. One cold winter night, as Midnight wandered through the empty streets, he stopped by the frozen pond. The moon shone brightly on the ice, and Midnight saw his reflection staring back at him. He whispered softly, "I wish I were white." To his surprise, a gentle voice replied, "Why do you wish that, little one?" Midnight jumped and looked around, but there was no one there. "I want to be loved," Midnight said. The voice replied, "True love doesn't come from how you look, but if it is your deepest wish, I can help you." Midnight hesitated. "Will I really be happy if I'm white?" "That is for you to decide," the voice said. Before Midnight could respond, a soft breeze surrounded him, and tiny white snowflakes began to fall. Midnight felt his fur tingle, and when he looked down at his reflection again, his fur was no longer black. It was pure white. The next morning, Midnight excitedly walked through the village. As he passed people, they gasped in amazement. "Is that Snowy?" someone asked. "No, Snowy is over there. This must be a new cat," another said. For the first time, Midnight felt special. Children ran up to pet him, and villagers called him beautiful and angelic. Midnight purred with happiness. But as the days went by, something didn't feel right. Midnight noticed that Snowy, who used to greet him every morning, now seemed distant. "Why doesn't she talk to me anymore?" Midnight wondered. Ginger, too, stopped playing with him. Midnight felt lonely, even though he was surrounded by admiration. One evening, Midnight approached Snowy, hoping to talk. "Snowy, why don't you spend time with me anymore?" Snowy tilted her head. "You've changed, Midnight. You don't seem like yourself." "But I'm still me," Midnight insisted. Snowy shook her head. "You don't understand. You were special just as you were. Now you're trying to be someone else." Midnight felt a pang of guilt. He had wanted to be white to feel loved, but now he felt emptier than ever. That night, Midnight sat alone by the pond again. His white fur glowed under the moonlight, but his heart felt heavy. "Why am I not happy?" he whispered. The same gentle voice from before answered, "Because you're not being true to yourself." Midnight's eyes filled with tears. "I thought people would love me if I looked different, but now I've lost my friends, and I don't even recognize myself." The voice replied, "Real love comes from within, and from those who see you for who you are, not how you look." Midnight took a deep breath. "I want to be myself again. I don't care if I'm black. I just want to feel whole." The wind gently blew through the trees, and Midnight felt a warm sensation spread through his fur. When he looked at his reflection, his black coat had returned. Midnight smiled for the first time in days. The next morning, Midnight walked through the village, nervous about how people would react. To his surprise, the children still ran up to him, petting him and calling him beautiful. Snowy and Ginger greeted him warmly, and for the first time, Midnight felt truly happy. From that day on, Midnight no longer wished to be white. He realized that his black fur was part of what made him unique. People loved him not because of his color, but because of his kind heart and gentle nature. And as the seasons changed, Midnight became a symbol of the village, a reminder that true beauty comes from within and that being yourself is the greatest gift of all.